We all enjoy tales of rags to riches. Watching people take advantage of their circumstances and use them to escape poverty and achieve wealth is encouraging. Such stories include famous footballers. Hundreds of thousands of pounds are paid to footballers weekly. Additionally, they make a ton of money from sponsorship and advertising partnerships. Filling your coffers with gold is important, but you must also ensure it is handled responsibly. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is all a bit different. I talked about responsibility, meaning while the footballers get famous and build a fortune for themselves, some lose their focus and all the money. So this video focuses on the footballers who lost some or all their fortune. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Eric Djemba Djemba. Djemba Djemba, who had previously played for Manchester United alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Ryan Giggs, was declared bankrupt 4 years after transferring to Aston Villa. It was said that Eric earned a whopping £75,000 per month while playing for Manchester United. The Cameroonian midfielder played for a while at St Mirren and in the Indian Super League to raise money before resigning after playing in front of 88 spectators in Switzerland's 5th division. Djemba Djemba gained notoriety for his goal that guaranteed Cameroon's participation in the 1998 World Cup in France. Number 9. Celestine Babayaro. When Nigeria won the gold medal at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996, Celestine Babayaro was a member of the Dream Team, displaying early signs of his talent. The former Chelsea and Newcastle fullback, who earned $25,000 at the height of his career, was officially declared bankrupt in 2011 after being accused by creditors in a Croydon court in 2010. The 32-year-old fullback's financial difficulties were reportedly discovered by his neighbors, who had feared that he was having trouble handling his funds and might not be able to maintain his lovely home in Shepperton, Middlesex, which was valued at £475,000. The home used to be well maintained, but now it's a mess, so you can tell he's having money difficulties, according to a neighbor who lives on the same street as Babayaro. Where the conservatory is beginning to collapse and the garden is fully overgrown. I had to decline their request to use my lawnmower because the grass was too long and would have damaged it. Number 8. John Arne Riis. Given how well established he was, John Arne Riis is one of the last athletes you would expect to declare bankruptcy. He made over 339 appearances for Liverpool, 132 for AS Roma, 98 for Fulham, and 116 for the Norway national team. Unexpectedly, he filed for bankruptcy in the year 2007. According to the government's insolvency rules, the former Liverpool fullback, believed to have made well over £30,000 per week, was considered bankrupt. Riis owed £100,000 in debt that had not been settled. According to reports, the case was connected to an alleged £3 million fraud in Norway. It is believed that Riis was responsible for the debts owed by bankrupt businesses, including a hotel. Number 7. Diego Maradona. Diego Maradona would be on everyone's list of athletes who best represent debt. The legendary Argentine's life has been surrounded by scandals, including his several drug relapse instances and the Hand of God incident during the 1986 FIFA World Cup in Mexico. The Italian government announced in 2009 that Maradona had €37 million in unpaid taxes, fines, charges, and interest from his time playing for Napoli. He accused a Napoli director who had failed to notify him promptly and was no longer in Italy of being responsible for the tax debt. Maradona also pleaded with the politicians to reinstate the title of honor for everyone who, like him, is in the same predicament. Maradona, who had already put down €42,000, 2 Rolex watches, and a pair of his earrings, stated that he had no plans to travel to Italy until the parliamentarians' proposed bill was approved. Number 6. Lee Hendrie. Former England player Hendrie filed for bankruptcy due to depression and gambling addiction. The former midfielder was declared bankrupt in January 2012 despite making more than £30,000 per week playing for Aston Villa due to massive debts and property repossessions. After declaring bankruptcy, Hendrie later admitted that he had attempted suicide 5 or 6 times. Hendrie now serves as an ambassador for the mental health organization Young Minds. In recent years, he has also made a name for himself as a well-liked commentator and pundit on Sky Sports. Number 5. Paul Merson. Paul Merson, a former Arsenal player, had a successful career with the Gunners. He won the league and the FA Cup with the North London team, but despite making a respectable salary at the time, he nearly lost his home to drink and drug addiction. He spent about £3 million due to his drug usage problems. According to B Soccer, he was also embroiled in a contentious divorce battle that required him to sell his house in the West Midlands to pay for several of his issues. Although he contemplated leaving Sky Sports last summer, the former midfielder has recovered and now serves as a frequent analyst. However, he once considered injuring his fingers to avoid calling the bookmakers. Number 4. David James. Many people consider David James to be a Premier League legend. He held the record for the most Premier League clean sheets before Peter Cech broke it, 169. James was a member of several of England's top teams, including West Ham United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Thanks to his stunning good looks, James worked as a model for prestigious companies like Armani and H&M. The previous England number 1 also had a successful career and made up to £20 million during it. But in 2014, James was deemed insolvent. In 2005, he paid a hefty divorce settlement, and that's when the goalkeeper's problems got out of hand. Due to his indebtedness, James had to sell his sports memorabilia, DJ gear, and other costly possessions to the court. Among the assets he auctioned off to pay off his debts were a vintage rally chopper bike, a jersey he wore in England's 1-0 World Cup victory over Argentina in 2002, his 1995-96 Liverpool uniform. Number 3. Paul Gascoigne. One of England's idols in the 1990s was Paul Gascoigne. In the 1990 FIFA World Cup and the 1996 Euros, he was a national squad member that advanced to the semi-finals. Gascoigne played for Newcastle United, Tottenham Hotspur, and Lazio, although he is regarded as a player who didn't reach his full potential. In the latter stages of his professional life, Gascoigne battled depression and emotional problems. After retirement, this crept into his life, and he began to appear in the media for the wrong reasons. Gascoigne was detained numerous times for driving while intoxicated, driving too fast, and having hard drugs in his possession. He was involved in several shady episodes, including stalking his ex-girlfriend, treating his black bodyguard unfairly, and even being imprisoned for sexual assault in 2018. He racked up a debt of £200,000 during this time. He received a £42,000 charge in 2016 for unpaid taxes, but avoided filing for bankruptcy. Number 2. Ronaldinho. In the 2000s, Ronaldinho was one of the top footballers in the world. He was poetry in motion on the football field and extremely successful for both club and the nation. Ronaldinho is famous for constantly playing with a smile and winning the Ballon d'Or in 2005. He was one of the game's funniest and most thrilling players ever. He lacked discipline when he was away from the pitch, though. Despite his luxurious lifestyle, it was believed that Ronaldinho only had £5 in his bank account in 2018. By that point, Ronaldinho had also accrued a debt of £1.75 million. He had gotten into difficulty with the Brazilian government for building in a protected region without a permit. Ronaldinho tried remortgaging his property to pay off his obligations, but it was unsuccessful. The government then confiscated his passport. In 2020, Ronaldinho ultimately spent some time in jail in Paraguay for attempting to enter the nation using forged passports. Number 1. Heath Gillespie. Gillespie lost all of his professional earnings, which are thought to have exceeded £7 million, and he blamed this on his gambling addiction. After leaving Manchester United, he played in the English Premier League for Newcastle United and Blackburn Rovers, but in October 2010, he filed for bankruptcy on his own. The autobiography, How Not to Be a Football Millionaire, was later published by him. In an interview with The Guardian, he stated, "I lost an awful lot of money through gambling over the years, but I also lost money on property and got involved in a film scheme like a lot of footballers did." That's all for today, folks, and we hope you enjoyed knowing the names of the footballers who lost their fortune. Keep watching for more amazing videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel on your way out. See you next time. Until then, bye.